as some of you have probably guessed, it is in fact my 15th wedding anniversary. She's going to come back to present, card, another little secret hidden present, and a coffee. That's what I know she's going to want at just past midnight. Unbelievable. Wow, I'll tell you, that girl works so hard. Technically tomorrow's our actual anniversary. Well, tomorrow that is in fact now today. Yes, it is in fact 15 years of happy, blissful marriage. Can't believe it's been that long. It's been amazing. Gotta say, if you find the right person, marry them immediately. Get them to, you know, sign their life away. I'm sure that came across quite the right way. You know what I mean. Anyway, I'm gonna put you down now because I'm pretty sure the last thing Soph's gonna want to see when she comes home at just past midnight is me shoving a camera in her face. I didn't tell the robot to mow the lawn, and yet it's mowing the lawn. Gonna have to check through the settings because it seems to just be on constant mow. Still, the lawn's looking good. If I didn't know better, I'd say that this robot mower was just basically mowing, then going back to the charging station and charging, and then mowing again. I don't think we need to mow every single day. I mean, that just seems excessive. I think instead, every other day makes sense. Hopefully, that is something that I can set. Right, as you can see, this is quite securely in here, by the way, because people have been concerned that it was going to blow away in the wind, and I don't think there's a high chance of that. Work hour, let's put that to 9. You know, I really should read the instructions. I have no idea what I'm doing. Nope, no idea. It's just leave work hours 2 alone. The work days are every other day. Guess we're happy with that. The grass is very definitely short. Well, except for over there, but I want to pave over that anyway. And there's always going to be a little bit of sort of edging that's going to need doing. You know, nothing's perfect. The point is it'll do the vast majority of the work for me. It is doing the vast majority of the work for me. I mean, this is so cool. I've been extremely happy with that robot mower so far, despite my misgivings about its random work pattern. Well, that's confidence inspiring. I've had a proper look through the manual now, and it turns out that it is designed to mow, charge, mow, charge, mow, charge between 2 set times in the timer, and it does that every day, unless you tell it you only want it to do it every other day, or, you know, whichever days of the week you select it to work on. So what I've done is I've made the working time a little narrower, and I've swapped it onto every other day. So now it's going to do less mowing, and hopefully the battery will last a bit longer, because it's only going to last 2 to 4 years anyway. Although admittedly it shouldn't cost too much to get a new battery. So yeah, so we've got to the bottom of the timer now, and the mower is properly set up. I tell you, one thing's for sure, I will not have a lawn and no robot mower ever again in my life. Speaking of more grass, that's what we're going to do now. Me and Jasper are going to jump in the car, and we're going to go off and we're going to try and get some grass seed or grass seed soil combination, or I don't really know what. I'm going to ask somebody and see what they say. And then when we get back, I'm going to talk about Hyundai, because today's video is not actually supposed to be about lawns particularly. That's just incidental. Really what it's about is Hyundai seeing the light, and whilst not abandoning its fuel cell folly, it is at least properly engaging with the concept of EVs. You know, I kind of wonder if this might have been spurred on by the success of the Ioniq. Probably, because it seems to be one of the most popular EVs out there at the moment. And I can see why. There's a lot of car for your money. Grass seed, and also I need sugar, because otherwise I can't have coffees. You know what I love about this whole robot vacuum cleaner, robot mower thing? Because they're constantly working, whenever you happen to want a clean floor and a cut lawn, it's already done. And that is just mind-blowing, because normally what I would do is I would mow the lawn every couple of weeks, and guess what? People would come round a couple of days before I was going to mow the lawn, and I wouldn't have an opportunity to mow it. The lawn would look awful, they'd leave, then I'd cut it and it would look good again. Some people might say this is overkill, but it's not for our lawn. I'm not going to bother mixing topsoil in with it, because I'm just too lazy. Also, I do have a sneaky plan. I'm going to set the mower back to running every day, more or less whenever the sun is up, and then hopefully the mower will scare the birds off the not bird seed, Freudian slip, grass seed. All right, let's see what this says. Ugh. Okay, I'm just going to try it. Now, I don't know a huge amount about gardening, but I do know it's probably a good idea for me to water that now. Time for plot 2 of my devilish plan. I'm going to set the mower to go off every day. It's a big orange scarecrow now. With any luck, that will keep the birds off at least some of the bird seed, I mean grass seed. Why can I not get this straight in my head? But you know, I've always liked birds anyway. That's interesting. I've just literally seen the mower scare off a couple of finches that were eyeing up my grass seed. Problem is, mower's not going to run 24/7. Obviously at night time it won't be a problem, but it does obviously take periodic breaks to recharge during the day. Oh well, at least some of the grass seed is going to germinate and turn into grass. I'm reasonably confident of that. Okay, so let's talk Hyundai. Back in 2014, they announced that they were going to be selling 22 new energy vehicles by the year 2020. That sounds good. However, only 2 of them were going to be plug-ins. So presumably the other 20 were going to be fuel cells? Now, however, they've kind of changed their tune somewhat. The most recent announcement states that they will have 8 plug-ins by 2020 and 2 fuel cells. Well, you know, I guess they put a lot of money in, they've got to make some of them. I think next year actually they're releasing a 4x4 fuel cell, which is obviously expected to be a fairly low volume affair, as everything fuel cells always seems to be. But don't forget, they also have the Ioniq. I believe that's getting a battery upgrade. And they're going to do a crossover, I think, a sort of small 4x4 with a range of something in the region of 220 to 240 miles. That's coming, I think, first half of next year. And they're now talking about a longer range, sort of 300-mile range EV, which is going to be sold under the Genesis brand, which is kind of their, how do I put this, the more premium side of Hyundai, which kind of makes sense if it's going to have a range of 300 plus miles. But yeah, these are all good, positive things that seem to be coming out of this business. And it is amazing how over time, slowly but surely, all but the most die-hard fuel cell advocates seem to be quietly starting to move their plans for the future towards battery electric vehicles. I also like the way that none of them are actually willing to come clean and say, yeah, it's, we kind of wasted $5 billion researching something that we're never going to sell or make any money from. Wow, if I was one of their shareholders, I'd want to know how they managed to come to the conclusion that fuel cells were going to be the way forwards. I think Sophie's going to be back very shortly. The mower is still doing a sterling job of chasing the birds off my lawn. And yeah, and I think we're going to go out for the evening, grab a pizza. Yeah! Aww. What's that, Jasper? You're coming to the wedding anniversary?
Well, we're going to the wedding anniversary.
The wedding anniversary is now, monkey! Oh.
I'm going to give Lucius your present.
I've got a present? Oh, wow, way!
Mum's gonna find out. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Oh, can you bring my phone, please?
Okay, this is very exciting. There's a really dodgy angle there. Just move that up a bit. Check out the card that Soph got me. That's what 15 years of marriage does for you. And did you know that 15 years is traditionally crystal? So I got Soph some crystal. Or...
It's not diamond, but never mind.
Yeah, but diamond's not the right kind of crystal. Apparently, luckily. And what Soph got me, because the modern 15-year anniversary is a watch. So she got me a Fitbit, which is awesome because my previous Fitbit was properly knackered. Like the strap was half broken and the battery seemed to last about a day instead of the 5 days it lasted when I first had it. So this is really awesome, but what it does mean is that I've got two, I can't show you, hang on a minute. I've now got 2 watches. So I've got no excuse for being late anymore, ever. Have I, Soph?
I'm sure you'll.
So that's it, lateness is finished. Awesome, right, I'm gonna charge this. We're gonna go out and grab pizza and just generally celebrate. So I'm gonna say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog post and found it interesting. If you have, remember to like it, share it, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye. So I hope you've all, oh look, there's the mower, still chasing the birds off of the lawn.
Off, not off of the lawn.
My goodness, look at the grammar Nazis back there. Awesome. Right, check it out. Tomorrow, Jasper's turning 4. Woo! Exciting!